What's up, everybody? It's your boy Bill Forster. How are you? Happy Wednesday. It really is a good Wednesday. Little melancholy today. Don't know why. It's a full moon. Hey, but I'm here and I'm happy. I'm breathing. I'm alive. How are you all tonight? This Real Talk Chronicles. It's my host. I'm your host Bill Forster with my co-host Kevin Branzetti, and I think Chuck Richards will be joining us. He might not, but otherwise than that, it's a good day. Every time we see another day, it's a beautiful thing. With that being said, and saying all that, you know what this is. If you like it, share it, subscribe to it. If you're on YouTube, we appreciate the love and all that. We really do. Kevin and I really do appreciate that. And we we have stuff to talk about. Kevin and I are big on reform and things of that magnitude. So we will talk about certain things. Like I said, I don't know. There's a full moon coming in 2 or 3 days, but maybe that's why I'm a little melancholy. But otherwise than that, like I said, I'm happy just to be here and everything is beauty. Hey, Stefania, how are you? Yeah, this is, like as you say, it's the cop crew. um, just some side notes. Hockey has started. Let's go Rangers and Islanders. Uh, Knicks and Nets. Basketball season is upon us. So Nets lost last night. Kyrie Irving still hasn't got vaccinated. Knicks play tonight. Let's go Knicks. I don't have orange on tonight, but of course I'm always repping the blue and the orange. Uh, as the same thing with the Rangers. I know Kevin is an Islanders man, right? I rep the Islanders too. I my year in school, my year in high school, the Islanders took it 4 years straight the same year, and my high school team took it the same time. So that's how I got into hockey. I was kind of blessed to have go to a Catholic high school, and you know, Irish and Italian and blacks and Latins. So we all supported our teams, and hockey and basketball was very big. I did those and track. I didn't do hockey, so let me not act like I did hockey. I sure didn't do that. But let me just bring Kevin in and see. Kevin, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm doing well, Bill. Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Good. I know you've been busy doing stuff. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that. If not, it's fine. But it's okay. Um, Clay, what's up, Clay? What's up, bro? How are you, Frank? What's going on? Everybody chiming in. Kevin, did you see what your former bestie said? He's talking about old boy, and we will definitely discuss that. First, let's give our respects to. First, let's go on a happier note. Happy birthday to whomever's celebrating a birthday, and for the sick and shut in, we wish you well, and we wish you a speedy recovery with whatever you're going through. Now, with that being said, rest in peace, Colin Powell, a man that everybody from both sides, Republicans, Democrats, you have to respect what he did. Uh, good afternoon, Amir. I might bring you in tonight too to see if you might want to jump in some of the conversations we had. I see little Kevin's in the background. Tell him we said hi too. And is that him in the background or your daughter? Kev, can you hear me?
Oh, yep. Sorry.
No, is that
There's
just?
a whole bunch of them in it. There's three of them
Oh,
here. So
okay. Tell him we all said hi. Um, like I said, we're gonna chop it up. What's up, Eric? How are you? Like I always said, we always ask anybody if you want to join us. You're more than welcome to join us. So, um, the trial for Amir Sealy, not Amir Sealy. Oh, I apologize. For Amir Aubrey is taking place, and I want to get Kevin's really take on this. the prosecution, and they're asking a bunch of questions. I didn't get a chance to pull it up and send it to you, Kevin. But that of course, with any case, you're trying to find out if you're going to have a fair trial. You and I have been on enough trials, and I'm assuming you have. And I know we've been on I think a couple together. But with that being said, I think the defense attorney gave out a sheet to answer questions on how do you feel about Black Lives Matter? Do you think you can judge this trial fairly? And do you feel law enforcement has mistreated people of color? Or the judicial system. I'm trying to quote it. The judicial system has been fair to people of color. Junior Blake in the house. He said 2-8 in the house. What's up? He said, "What's up?" What did you? I'm just giving it to you. I know you can use stats, so you can find it if you need it. But what did you feel, or what do you feel now that I just mentioned that? Which I mean, smart. But do you think it was fair to ask those kind of questions?
Yeah, I actually, Bill, I think those are going to be kind of for this kind of trial normal. If they were improper, the one side would have argued and had him dropped.
Right.
The judge would have had him dropped. There are always questions. You have to ask now. Do I ever expect anybody to say, "Yeah, I hate the police," in their questioning of being a juror? No. Right. Or the other way around. Right. I could be fair and they can't. So I think a fair amount of people, unfortunately, may push the truth on that.
Yeah. Do you think
juries are tough, dude?
Yeah, they are. I mean, like I said, you and I can say that I've been blessed to be on enough trials, maybe more than the average officer. I can also say I was deemed an expert witness for the Bronx DA's office, which gave me a chance to do and see things from a lot of perspectives. Shout out to everybody chiming in. Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Eunice. Charlie Beck, my man, basketball, baby. Your boy Rice High School, your alma mater. He's playing tonight, Beck. Mark is in the building. Hey, Monique. So, hey, Christina, how are you, sis? I want to get you back on the show, Christina, too. We want to talk about school, and so I'm glad you're chiming in with us tonight as well. With that being said, picking a jurors, it's a very hard thing for anybody that's been on grand jury. It's totally different than being an actual juror, because like you said, you get Q'd and A, right, Kev? I mean, maybe give people just an insight, if you want, on what it's like to be a juror.
Well, I was only in jury duty once, or sat there for a question once. We're on the other side of it, Bill, so we don't see the questioning of the jury or potential jurors. We've never seen that. That's the prosecutor, the defense attorney, the judge. Us, who are the witnesses, never see that end of it.
Right.
So they have to ask questions that are uncomfortable in this case.
Yeah, very much so.
I think it just has to be asked. And you're hoping everybody's telling the truth, and you're hoping you get 12 people who just, who will look at it and go, "This is what it is." Right?
What's so funny? I'm sorry.
And let it lie where it lies. Right. That's it.
You know what's so funny? Like, we all have prejudice, but I was just thinking when I heard that how they were interviewing people, I was thinking, would I have lied so I could just be be one of the jurors? Because to ask me, did I believe in Black Lives Matter? To ask me, did I feel that people of color have had an unjust treatment in trial? And I forgot what the other one was. I mean, yeah, I personally feel that, but I come from a law enforcement standpoint. I also come from a person that is factual. You show me the facts, and that's how I rock. I rock with that. Stefania said, "I love being a juror. The cases I got wasn't that exciting, though. Can't wait to for them to call me back. I was hoping to land the Chapo trial, but I got a different case. Really? It's so funny. Full transparency. One of the arresting officer I worked with, I watched her do a thing on that. So shout out to her. I won't say her name because God forbid I don't know if anything is pending or people are watching that want her, but she's a good lady. Shout out to my man Earl in the building. Earl, we got to chop it up again soon. We got to keep that flow going. My childhood dude. Eunice, we got Earl in the building. Earl, that's Sonia's mother in there, just for edification. So, Kevin, we'll go into this real quick. They're picking a trial. No, they're not picking a trial. I sent you some emails. I think I just sent you the one about what 45 said. Trump. Like I said, rest in peace to Colin Powell. Can you bring that one up if you have it? Well, I want to talk about him first, and then we'll go to Condoleezza Rice. And I've had I guess, I'll say the pleasure. I guarded her. I was her security when she was in New York sometime. Darren Joseph is in the building. So I want to bring up what Trump said, and I'll read it or you can read it.
Yeah.
I felt it was so disrespectful. And like somebody else said, even Junior, we talk. He said, did we expect different? You know what's so funny? I don't what I and maybe for 1 second I did, because what you hope is that even in
Wasn't there
death,
someone else who passed away that he threw a jab at the door?
probably so. Probably so.
What was the civil rights congressman who died in the?
John Lewis. Yes, he did. Yes, Kevin, you're totally right. You're totally
So,
right.
so then why would you expect different?
Yeah, but you know what? So Kevin, you're totally right. And why do you expect different? But you know, Kevin, even in Roman times and in gangs, like everybody, when somebody dies, you give a time of grieving and peace. You don't push the button. So bring it up. I just want to read what he wrote, and you
Yeah,
know.
I'm also trying to get it so I could copy it and just put it in the
Mhm.
chat.
Okay,
But
cool. Yeah, everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host Kevin Branzetti, and we ask anybody. I would love for a bunch of you to just chime in with us tonight so we can get your opinions. We appreciate you from the side, but some of you one time, please just join us and so we can have good conversation. Hey Vanetta, yes, it was John Lewis. Hey, what's happening, Bill Forster and Kevin Branzetti? Um, okay, Kevin put it in the chat. So you know what I'll do is I'll read it from the chat, Kevin. Let me get my
yep.
glasses, because now you put the pressure on the brother. um, okay, everybody, let's read what Mr. Mann said. He says, "Wonderful to see Colin Powell, who made big mistakes on Iraq and famously so-called weapons of mass destruction, be treated in death so beautifully by the fake news media." Trump said in a statement released Tuesday morning, "Hope this happens to me someday." He was a classic rhino, and it'll tell you what it was. If even that, always being the first to attack other Republicans, he made plenty of mistakes, but always made oh he made plenty of mistakes. But anyway, may he rest in peace. For rhinos, I think what is it? A republic?
Republican in name only,
Yes, absolutely. What's up?
aka fake Republican.
Exactly. What's up, Fred? What's up, Bernard? Clay. Clay said he always react that way until it's someone in his family or someone close to him. Absolutely. Vanetta said Orange Face cares about no one, including his kids. He made a sexual comment about his daughter, shaking my head. Yeah, definitely. So, Kevin, let me ask you a question. Now, full transparency, You might be a rhino to a certain degree in some ways. But um, what did you feel about his comments?
Yeah, Colin Powell's an American hero. If I
Both
disagreed on
sides like him. Both sides like
if
him.
I disagreed politically on everything Colin Powell did, rest in peace. God bless you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a. I don't care. No, there's no. We could have fought every day in Congress, and I would have dropped a rose at his funeral and said a prayer for him. That's the way you leave somebody, right? Come on.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And so yeah, like you said, Amir, why do we even put any energy into his comments? Absolutely. I guess I just wanted to bring it to the light because, excuse me, more and more you have to lose respect for this man. And full transparency, racism is still prevalent in this world today. Malika and I won't go into too much of the situation. We were driving, and she was driving, and you know how lanes, say turn left now, but you might realize you want to go straight. So we saw a truck pull up. He realized that she was trying to get in, and he wasn't going to let her in. Unbeknown to me at the time, I didn't know he was a man. I didn't know whom he was. She was just saying, he didn't let me in. So I realized then at that point it was a man. With that being said, the woman in front of the man was preoccupied and was moving at a very slow pace. We got in front of him. We got in front of her. Blocks. When I'm telling you blocks, not one, blocks later, Malika and I was talking, and you can hear that he was honking at the lady, supposedly. So Malika looks out her rear view, her side mirror, and she sees that the individual. Then she says, "Bill, this dude is yelling at me and giving me the finger." I said, "What?" Now, he was of white descent, I'm assuming. I don't know if he was Latin or not, but I'm just going to say he was white. I know he was white. I'm trying to be politically correct, but his ass is white. And he's giving my wife the bird, and he's yelling out the window at the top of his lungs, talk about F her, and I can hear it now. So I'm like, what? It didn't go too well for him after this. I get out, right? She gets out. I'm gonna leave it here. When I tell you, some people don't want what they think they want, he was one of them. Thank God it didn't go further than what it was supposed to, or it could have, but he did not want what I was going to give him. I'll say that. But what I'm trying to say is that people are still, and I say this because it was one thing I personally feel is, and I don't know how anybody out there is listening to me say this, feels racism has always been there, and it may never go away in our lifetime, Kevin, your children's lifetime, and all that. But it was submissive. It was very low. You know what I'm saying? I think 45, and this is why I have a disdain for him. I think he just brought it to the top, and he has given people he has given people courage to say what you want to say. And what's so funny? I don't know how certain other people of color feel. I don't even know how certain white people that are just righteous that hate racism, you know what I'm saying, Kevin, themselves. But you know what's so funny? Once you push the button, it's going to make people of color stereotype all. It's going to make people like yourself defend what you're not. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And it's just crazy. And let me tell you something. I got out to give him what he wanted. I really did. I got out and I gave him because the bottom line is, you didn't know she was with a man, and if you did, I don't know what you thought I was. But when I got out, trust me and believe when I tell you he did not want this smoke. Not at all. And I was offering it vividly. I was offering it. And let me tell you something. I was going to give him everything that he wanted. His dog, everybody was going to get it. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say that please, people be careful out there. And the lady that he was yelling at, what's up, Paul, Dave, everybody, please be careful out there because we live right now in a world that you don't know who's carrying what. You don't know what people are going to do. I didn't approach the vehicle. I wasn't going to put myself in that situation because all these things are playing through my head. But the one thing I am going to say is that my mind was like, yo, you're not going to talk to my wife like that. And let me tell you something. When I gave him what he asked for, and I asked him did he really want it, he didn't curse at me. So sometimes men, please don't be punks either. I know you want to say something, Kevin, but go ahead.
Well, listen, one, my still thought on that is stay in your car and just you got to let it go. I think back at what was the incident early in the summer? I think it was in Harlem where the guy disrespected the girl. She went inside, got her boyfriend. He came out, and the guy shot and killed him.
Yo, listen, Kevin.
You just don't know. Right?
Yes.
You're about hands, and you don't know if that other person is about hands.
Yeah.
Or going to be one of these nuts running around with a gun, and it's just And then what did you fight for?
Yeah. You know what's so funny? You're totally right. And like I said, everybody, I'm having a real talk moment. I'm being real transparent. It just caught me off guard, and this goes back to what we were talking about, like the racist thing at the Carmines and things like that. When people are emotionally connected to other people, sometimes you lose it. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I was saying
you wouldn't have acted as that bad if it was just you in the car and he was cursing at.
No, because I know
completely different.
But you know what I feel too? Yeah. He wouldn't have said that to me. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I get it. Like it's different if it's to my kid. It's different if it's to my girl. I get it.
Yeah, because the bottom line is what I felt, and I'm gonna tell you my full emotions to everybody that's listening and you. I felt that he said it to a woman because he felt he could beat a woman. I felt he said it to a black woman because I felt he thought that she was beneath him. Because the way he was talking to Malika was unacceptable. Let me tell you something. It was totally unacceptable. And I couldn't believe that a man over a merge.
Yeah. But I told you the story
about your wife
8 months ago. Well, ex-wife. But yeah.
Ex-wife, yes.
Similar incident. She's in the car by herself, and it's a black man who's screaming at her. He calls her, "You white bitch, I'll kill you." Right? What's the point? Like I said, and we've all been in road rage incidents. We've all had that. The right moment, the right time, somebody just gets you.
And you know what's so funny? Just to close out on this topic. When I got out and I confronted him, told him, "What, we got all this earth. It's all yours if you want it. Whatever you want, I got it for you, right?"
Yeah.
What he said to me was, "Are you going to hold up traffic?" And yo,
that was his way of saying I'm sorry.
Yes, he literally drove in the incoming traffic to get away from me.
Yeah, but
let me tell you something. What
I'm
I was
all
going
for
to
the punch in the face rule. Like everybody deserves a punch in the face once in a while.
Let me tell you something. Anyway, let me just read some of the comments. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host Kevin Branzetti, and we're going to talk about some other stuff. Kevin, bring up Condoleezza Rice, the shit that I think I sent it to you that she just said. We want to talk about what she said and what you feel about this.
It's the one on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not opening.
Okay, no problem. Okay.
Let me try something else. Hold on. Let me Google it and see if I can.
Eunice said, yeah, when he died, no former president would attend as it should be. Yes, Eunice, I won't attend either. No, and I won't cry a tear. Clay said he will always react the way until it's someone in his family or someone close to him. Absolutely. We could talk about the insurrection on what's to do. He got him shut down. Vanetta said Orange Face has no idea what it means to be patriotic. Vivian, shout out to Vivian in the building. She said, don't forget what he said about McCain. Yes, rest in peace. Stefani said, yeah, road rage is a very real thing and very scary. Absolutely. Vanetta said, what did you do, Bill Forster? Oh, no. I can't tell you on screen right now. Vanetta said, oh, he didn't want that smoke. Not at all.
We're nowhere near the statute of limitations. So
no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Are you looking for at the Twitter and then the interview with Condoleezza?
If you want to play it, yeah, go ahead, play it. You can play it real quick. Yes.
All right.
I think it's a short one. Yeah. So fine.
I haven't heard it myself.
Bill does not play about Malika. Absolutely. Yeah, I think I tried to send it to you, but I don't know. Okay. So everybody, I just want you to hear what Condoleezza Rice said about the insurrection on January 6th. And I want your take on it. I'm still going to read the comments that are coming in, but we're going to play this right now real quick.
First of all, let me be very clear. I said at the time, January 6th was wrong. Mm-hmm. I called it an assault on law and order and an assault on our democratic processes. So full stop, it was wrong. Law enforcement will determine what happened there, and those who violated the law ought to be punished. Mm-hmm. I also, on January 6th, for the first time since I was the National Security Advisor on September 11th, I cried that day, mm-hmm. right? Because I thought, I study countries that do this. Mm-hmm. Yes. I didn't think it would happen in my own country. So it was a terrible moment. Mm-hmm. I will say that night, when they filed back into the Capitol after it was secured, mm-hmm. and they certified that election, I had new faith in our institutions and the people who were protecting them. So we came through that as a country that ultimately upheld the law. Mm-hmm. Now, I think what Senator McConnell may be referencing is, yes, it's time to move on in a lot of ways. Yeah. I'm one who believes that the American people are now concerned about their what we call kitchen table issues, the price of gasoline, inflation, what's happening to their kids in school. I think we're going to talk a little bit more about that. I will say that as somebody who was a national security expert, maybe didn't see in quite the same way the rise of China in ways that we're seeing it now. And so we do have a lot of issues. And I hope that what we will do is move on to the next generation of leadership. Because even people like me, I was in Washington a total of 10 years, 2 years with George H.W. Bush, 8 years with George W. Bush. I shouldn't go back. We ought to move on to the next generation, move ahead and deal with the American people's issues.
You wouldn't go back if they asked you?
I have no desire to go back to Washington, D.C. Absolutely zero.
Well, I think it's really politically expedient for Mitch McConnell to say, let's move on, especially when the former twice impeached disgraced president enjoys attacking Mitch McConnell. But the problem is that past will become prologue if we don't find out exactly what happened January 6th.
And we will.
So it's not time now.
We will find out.
We must find out before moving on.
We will find out. But I'm going to tell you, I live in California, not Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And the American people do have other concerns that we ought to be thinking about and talking about.
Respectfully,
and
Madam Secretary, I think
let me finish now, Sonny, because as I said, I thought this would happen in countries I studied, not countries that I lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Our institutions have to be upheld. What happened on January 6th was wrong. I don't know how much more strongly I can say what happened on January 6th was wrong. I also know that as a government and as a country, we've got to be concerned about the things that are making life hard for Americans and hard for American families.
But when you have,
And that's what I'm ready to do.
but when you have 80% of Republicans wanting to see Trump run in 2024,
You know what?
perhaps
I'm a political scientist, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And unless I could see the questions that were actually in that poll, unless I could see the assumptions that were actually in that poll, I'm not going to take for granted that that poll is correct.
So Quinnipiac, you don't believe in?
No,
in those
I
polls.
said I'm a political scientist. I understand polls. And unless I really knew what was in that poll, I just want to repeat as to what I want to see in my party. I want to see the next generation of leadership step up. I want those of us who have been there, done that, to step back. And I want to move on to a better America.
Thank you, Kev. And I'll go to you first before I go to anybody else, of course. And what do you feel about her statements and comments?
I thought what she said, a good chunk of it made a lot of sense. I get it. I get where she's coming from. Look, you know my opinion on January 6th, right? Everybody there, you broke in, go to jail. You broke in, you have a weapon, you have flex cuffs, you go to jail for a long time because you were there to do damage. You were there to hurt people, capture people. Like, I mean, you know, we've worked a lot of protests in our lifetime, Bill.
Yes.
Protesters don't carry flex cuffs. Right. Like that's a, you know, a truly disturbing item. Do I think some of the discussion in Congress into January 6th is political theater? Yeah, I do. Do I believe that? And I'll give you one example. The what's the guy's name? Bannon. They're pushing to testify. He wasn't even in the administration in the last year. So what does he have? What does Bannon have to do with January 6th when he was gone 2 years and making him testify? Like, to me, that now we're going into political theater. We're trying to, you know, bring other things out. If we're interested in what happened that day, what people were behind it, right? Those groups, I'm all for it. But I don't get Steve Bannon being brought in, right? And then complaining he won't testify to what? He didn't work for Trump that last year.
I understand what you're saying. Somebody please correct.
I'm getting a 2G out of you.
I think they're getting certain kind of conversations about what Bannon and Trump had, or what Trump had with other people. Full transparency, Kevin goes, bring it up later. Kevin and I had a nice little heated exchange in text message over an individual that was arrested for breaching the Capitol, and he then asked to. He's waiting trial, right, Kevin? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he's waiting trial. And he asks the judge, can he leave his country? I mean, it's not country, his city, state, whatever. The deal game. So the judge says, yeah, go ahead, man. Go to a football game, go ahead. So I sent that to Kevin and Chuck. And Kevin said, yo, this ain't worthy of what we do. And I said, Kevin, it's prototype white privilege. And Kevin was like, nah, you're being prejudiced and stuff like that. And we went back and forth. We're going to discuss that in detail. Kevin, you can elaborate on it real quick. But I think there's another thing that I sent you that might kind of segue into what I meant by that. But if you want to talk about that, go ahead. If you're not, I'll read some comments real quick.
So this was one of the people arrested at the Capitol. He is charged with the felony trespassing. Right. He's not charged with any, I don't think, and from what I saw, he was not charged with any violent crimes besides the breaking in. So he did not charge with assault or something along those lines. He's out on bail. He went to the judge and asked if he was allowed to go to, if he was allowed to, or his lawyer went to the judge, allowed to go to the Steelers game, and he was given permission. I don't see any big deal in this. I don't see how it's white privilege or any privilege, because I don't know anything else about it. Meaning, has anybody ever been turned down for that? Has anybody ever gone back to court and said, I'm out on bail, can I go to this? Can I go to that? Was told no. It's only one case, one time. So there's nothing to compare it to say race had anything to do with this. Is this normal to go to court? The person's out. I thought most of the time, if you're out, you're free to do whatever you want, right? So the fact that he actually went to court and asked permission tells me something as well.
But also, it may say that he might have been told that he can't leave his city, because there has to be a reason why he asked for permission. You know what I'm saying, Kev?
Yep.
And unbeknown to you and I, he asked for it. So he even if he was told that he couldn't do it whenever his bail was set, because I'm assuming that's when for him to go ask, and I'm speculating, for him to go ask, something had to be said at bail.
Yeah, he's probably not allowed to leave the state or something.
And he asked. Right? Exactly. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying, because he wanted to go to Pittsburgh to see the game. He's not from Pittsburgh. So the fact that he went and asked, the judge granted it. What I'm saying to you, and when we was having our conversation, is that a person of color wouldn't even thought to ask that, because we would have felt we would have already been told no. So that's why I said it was white privilege.
We're still basing it on no other facts, right? This is your opinion. It's your feeling, right? Just because
historically,
historically, there's been injustices. I'm not going to argue those with you, right? Okay. That's not what I'm arguing. I'm arguing the one case, one time, this guy went to court and said, "Can I go?" And the judge said yes. I don't even know the race of the judge, right? Like, I don't know if that. I didn't see any of that. I didn't see anything on the race of the judge. Right. I didn't see anything on what their rules are and if this is normal. Has that judge or the court ever denied anybody else? Has anybody else who's ever been out on bail on his charges been told he can't leave the state? Like, there's a whole list of things.
Hold that.
We need to know.
That one statement right there, Kev. How many people have gone? How many people have breached the Capitol and then gone and wanted to go to a football game? Because this is the crime that
most of them none. Because they're being held. Because they're being held.
Yes.
Because they're held. Of the 500 and something arrested, the majority are still being held.
Exactly. And
so,
the fact that
it actually says that the judges there holding everybody, right? It's the same set of judges. They're holding everybody but this guy. So something has to be lower on this guy. Everybody else was white, so it's not race that they let this guy out and post everybody else. It's 500 and something white people arrested for that event at this point.
But you know what's so funny? The thing is too, he went inside. That's not a fiction. That's fact. He went inside. So the fact that maybe they didn't see him touch anything is.
But there's a reason that he's one of the very few that's out. Yeah, which means there's less evidence, less something.
Or maybe he could afford. Maybe he could afford the bail or the bond.
Yeah, maybe. But there's a reason he's out. Most of them aren't getting. They're not getting the option. They're remanded.
Right.
They're being remanded. Bail or bond doesn't make a difference if you're remanded. Right. Most of them have been remanded and held.
Right.
He wasn't. So just I can deduce from that there's something less about his case or charges than the average one in that one.
Okay. Got you. Let me just finish. I'm gonna read some comments real quick, Kevin, because I want everybody to know that we appreciate them and we love them for chiming in. Stefania said, everybody knows, I'm going backwards real quick and I'm catch up. She said, everybody knows that Bill doesn't play that about Malika. Absolutely. Mia said, there are so many idiots in this world. It's sad that people have such short fuses. Clay said, keep the heat when I'm on the road all over the country. They know who to pull that shit with. Absolutely. Darren said, Trump green lighted the racists to act out. Exactly. Vanessa said, we're already stereotyped. Stefania said, dog walk his ass. Yeah, his dog would have got. Dave, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you. Vanetta said, Orange Face gave the courage to think they can do and say whatever and think there's no repercussions And there it is. Oh, absolutely. There definitely is when it comes to me. Choose your battles wisely. Absolutely, Dave. But I'm not going to let anybody disrespect my wife or me. And the fact that he would talk to her like that, unbeknown if he knew I was in there or not, it wasn't going to happen. Now, trust me, hindsight, when I sit back and think about it, 2020, Bill, you know, but because trust me when I tell you all, left is where it was. Left was where it was. I gave him only two options: shut up or get fucked up. That was it. So I'll give you all that. Lamont said, let it go, but protect and defend yours. Absolutely. Cheryl said, I agree with Kevin. Sometimes you just have to let people with mouth talk and all they want. Absolutely. Vivian said, what the hell? Did he follow you when it was the other lady who was going slow? Nah, he stayed behind her and honked and harassed her for letting us go. Like he was yelling at her and then he started yelling at, listen, I'm telling you, he postured his truck close to the divider line so he could look at Malika's side view mirror. And when he saw that Malika looked in her side view mirror, he gave her the bird and cursed at her and called and said, fuck you. And Malika was like, yo, B, he's talking to me. I'm like, what? And she was like, yo, F you. And he screamed at the top of his lungs. Let me tell you something. He went bananas until I got out, and then he became falsetto. Love to fight another day. Live. Exactly. Vanetta said, you're right, Kevin Branzetti, but sometimes you got to fight. Black people have always had to fight and die for what they respect. Lamamle said, today, there's no rational explanations. Everybody else, he said, did he know Malika Foster was was with the man that felt he could disrespect? And no, he didn't know that. Yes, I forgot about what Orange Face said about John McCain. That's why he wasn't invited to the funeral. Absolutely. I didn't cry. The rooster come home. Exactly. Let me just catch up to everybody. Ooh, child. I understand both sides. Stefania said, because there are more pressing issues like the cost of gas and that crazy inflation of basic goods like toilet paper, etc. I'm sure she's talking about what we were talking about, Kevin. I loaded up on everything trying Walmart. Clay said he was part of the planning of January 6th. Absolutely. Vanessa said, because of the comments Bannon made on his show, I heard. Sorry, totally white privilege. Vanetta said, I will comment on if possible. Absolutely. Why is he deserving of it? Kevin said, prove it. Ooh. There has he's here.
I'm starting a little trouble tonight.
Yeah. Well, get hot, baby. Exactly. But well, listen, everybody, we're gonna show some stuff so he can prove it. Clay said, when on bail, there are stipulations. Absolutely. Vanetta said, stats. Look it up to see why he had to ask if he could go. But Vivian, the mere fact that he felt it was okay to do that is nothing but privilege, and that's what I was trying to explain to him. Vivian. He was not allowed to leave the state. And that's what we're talking about. Lamont said, of course it was white privilege. Do you think anyone from the Nation of Islam would have asked or been granted? Absolutely. White thinking, Bill, they think different. Absolutely. Oh, hell no. Sorry, Kevin. I mean, don't disrespect you, my man, but I gotta agree with dude when I feel he's right. Because Kevin, you and I, we had an extensive conversation in text over that.
And I'm not backing down on this one.
No, and I get it, and I respect that. Doesn't mean you're right. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. It doesn't mean you're right. But the bottom line is, people of color feel why we feel the way we do. And I think I sent you some more videos that will just, show reasoning into certain things. Let me just read some more comments as we read together. Okay, I'm going to Google it. Vanetta said, Cheryl said, okay, Kevin, let's just say the folks that caused the insurrection on January 6th were all black. It would not have taken so long to arrest them. They would not have made it in the Capitol. Outcomes would have been extremely different. What do you feel about that?
So,
yes or no?
No. So here's my.
You see,
January 6th, the Capitol Police were underprepared right? They weren't allowed the National Guard to help them. They knew what was coming. They knew how many people they didn't give them. Who was responsible for that? If you understand who's responsible for protecting the Capitol, it is the Speaker of the House is in charge. The NYPD is run by the mayor. Capitol Police, protection of the Capitol, run by the Speaker of the House. That's who made the call of no National Guard. Fine. There's so far up to over 500 people arrested. Bill, can you tell me any investigation with that many people have ever been arrested?
No, I can't.
No, this is the largest investigation probably in the history of our country.
Right.
And the fact that we're still in the same year and 500 and change have been found, identified, it takes a lot of work. Nope. People, this wasn't people who walked in first, gave their ID cards, scanned, and, and then they did trouble. This is just completely hundreds of unknown people breaking into the building and destroying things. Identifying hundreds of, I don't know if people understand how many man hours it takes to identify one. The fact that they got hundreds is spectacular. There are cases, look, they still can't find what's his face, the most popular murderer in this country right now, right? Though I think there's something in the news that they may have a body found with his backpack.
Yeah, but I personally think that he might have killed somebody and then put his clothes there.
You never know. So the work that has to get done is immense, and it's being done. 500 plus people arrested. There's nothing in this country that's ever come close to that. All right. So I can't accept the answer. Well, if people were black, it would have been done quicker or faster. I'm going to say no. There's nothing, no basis of it, and the speed at which this was done. This is a priority in every FBI office across the country. If you know anybody in the FBI, they identify people, and then the leads are sent out because this person's in Wisconsin, this person's in California, this person's there to that FBI team, and that's a priority. And they go out and find them and arrest them. This has been done all over, so I can't buy into that. It would have been done faster. I don't know how you do this faster. So,
Kevin, I have a question here for you.
Sure.
Darren said, do you believe white privilege exists?
I answered it in there.
Oh,
my answer was yes, but not every time something good or good or something happens to a white person is it white privilege. Not every time
What do you think it is then? If a white person gets something that a black person.
No. Now you say something. I'm saying that if I got promoted at work, it's not white privilege. If I got a new job, right? That's not everything that happens in my life is not because of white privilege. I work, and I'm fairly certain you can vouch for that. I work hard.
Yes, you do.
I'm good at my stuff. So
yes, you are.
Did I get treated any different? I'm sure there's a period, an event and a time, a couple of places where a supervisor took me because I was the white guy. I got little guy.
Go ahead.
Pause 1 moment.
Go ahead. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. Please, if you want to get in Kevin's ass, it is there to take. Now let me stop. Because these are the topics that a lot of times that he is always willing to have, but sometimes he needs clarity on. And I said that because I know you was listening, and I wanted to say it in jest, with all seriousness. But with that, yeah. But Kevin said it may. Cheryl said something. I think she's talking to you. She said, Kevin, it may be speculation, but history has shown folks that look like me, as always have been, and will be treated different 90% of the time, and I will be generous. Exactly, you giving good numbers.
I with you. Like, look, are there things where you're going to go to a realtor and they're going to you and me, Bill, are going to get treated different by a realtor? 100%. Can we walk into a restaurant and get treated different? A cab standing on the corner waiting? Yeah, I agree.
So let me ask you a question.
I'm just saying it's not every single time, and I always want something else in the picture. That's my thing, but that's what I keep arguing for. The guy with the Steelers, there's nothing else there. If you show me that 3 months earlier or 10 days later, a black guy asked the same thing and the judge said no, I'm with you. I'm screaming, and that judge should then be fired. Right? Like I'm there, but I don't know if that's beyond the norm because I don't know what the norm is. That's not things you and I deal with.
I know.
I don't know anybody who's ever asked a judge or needed to ask a judge permission to go out of state.
So
I have no idea.
Let me ask you a question, and you just gave a different examples of what white privilege could be. Why didn't you think it can go to 10? And 10 being, I'm asking the judge, I want to go someplace. Because the bottom line is, we would never known how someone is treated on the highway, at the restaurant, at anything that you just mentioned, unless it became statistical. So now this may be the first time. I mean, like,
and it could be, but all I'm saying is, look, I've said this for a long time. Sometimes it's racism. Sometimes the person's just an asshole, and sometimes it's just life, right? Like, and I won't call everything out on race without having that factor to back it up.
Cheryl said, although Vanetta said, I found it. Bill Foster and Kevin Branzetti. Clay said January 6th was planned to tee the people that were arrested was a collateral damage. Eunice said there are certain things we as people don't do. January 6th is one of them. I totally agree with that. Clay said they were prepared when Black Lives Matter had their march. Vanessa said also
no, they weren't. There are plenty of Black Lives Matter marches that took over city blocks for long periods of time. That took over a police precinct. You know, they took over a police precinct and didn't get shot and killed.
Right. Vanetta said, I can agree with that, Kevin Branzetti, but few in between. Black people know their signs, Kevin, but white don't, because we know what favoritism looks like. Kevin, let's go to another video. What else do we have out here that we want to talk about? Unless we can stay on this topic, because I'm all good with it, brother.
If I can rile up some more people, what did Vanetta find?
Everybody. Kevin's ready for y'all tonight. He had a Coors Light.
Extra cup of coffee.
Extra cup of coffee.
I have never had a drink on this show.
No, shame on you.
Because that's just dangerous. I get my feet put in the fire a whole bunch of times. I don't need to add a drink to it.
Exactly. Vanetta said his name is Thomas Fee from Long Island.
What about Thomas Fee?
He wanted to go to the Pittsburgh. That's what he wanted to go to the Pittsburgh game, and he from Long Island. Okay, Thomas Fee, you're a piece of work. Stefania said, I get what you're saying, Kevin, but that's not going to be the case for every situation. We'll never know how the exact same situation would have played out with different races. What do you think about that?
True. And so my thing is, I side on the other side, right? I'm always going to be the benefit of doubt until I see otherwise.
Right.
And I'll be wrong sometimes for that, and sometimes I'll be right, right? And just the opposite of you. You'll be wrong sometimes for assuming, and you'll be right sometimes.
No. No. I'm just playing with you.
Never happens.
Listen. I have no problem saying I'm wrong when I'm wrong. Exactly. Kev, what another video? I sent you a video, I think, about a police officer
remains on duty after breaking the window.
Yes, let's play that. I want your take on that.
The airsoft one, those always kill me.
Yeah, let's
Florida teen killed by police with the airsoft rifle.
Oh, and that was a white one too. That was a white guy too. So let's play the woman getting her window broken first. Okay.
All right. I have not seen these.
Yeah, I know.
Bill sends me a whole bunch of things, and this was one of the weeks I have no time to watch.
Kevin was working hard. Everybody, shit. All right, everybody, and I want your take on this, and let's be full transparency before I play this.
Oh, I'm Nito Cobain, inviting you to join me.
No, that's not Nito.
No, it's the Ed.
I know. We'll talk about the Kevin, because you'll read the stats, the storyline on this.
Slip there. You said the stats.
Yeah, the stats. You know,
my name has gotten to you.
Yeah, it's a love word.
Okay. Sorry. Let me pause this. Volume back on.
Make it big
Yes.
if you can, bro.
I'm not getting out of the car.
Make it big,
Let
bro.
me see the camera.
Step out of the car now. Step out of the car now.
For what reason, sir?
Because you're being detained right now.
Why am I being detained?
I'm not debating this through the window. Step out of the car. I'll break your window and drag you out. I don't want to do that. You have a choice here.
Can you hear them?
You have a choice. You either open the door or I break your window and pull you out. It's your choice.
Yes.
You got about 5 seconds. 4, 3.
You need to slow down before you get a lawsuit, sir. You're gonna get a lawsuit, sir. He's about to break my window. He just broke my window. He just broke my window with all my children in the car. Record. I have glass all over me. Wow. Quiet. Wow. Wow. Don't. Are you recording? Let her go. Shut up, okay? Unlock my door, my God. You shut up. I'm not resisting. I'm back up. No. I'm not resisting. Get my glasses again. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Get your hand off my neck. I can't breathe.
You can breathe.
No, I can't.
Relax.
Relax. Are you recording this?
Yes.
Look at my legs.
Okay, Kev, give me a take on that. I mean, now, can you read why she was arrested or why
That's what I'm looking for at the moment. So I was Googling it and researching at the same time.
Yeah.
So give me a moment. Let me read and I'll get back to you.
Well, I want you to read it to everybody because basically she was supposedly, they felt like she ran a red light or did something or she put her son in the car and took him away from something where I guess the cops wanted to question her.
It was involving what I'm getting is this still on the screen or you stop sharing?
I'll put it back up. That's the beautiful thing with modern technology and you. Go ahead.
All right.
Let's go.
So we're getting that it was they were investigating an assault. This is from the police department, right? So they're releasing their statement. Mm-hmm. They attempted to investigate the assault. Male refused to cooperate. A short time later, Maria, this is the woman, became uncooperative and fled the scene in a vehicle with the suspect and 3 other juveniles. Okay. So Renan almost hit an officer with the car, ran a stop sign, and almost crashed head-on with a tractor trailer. So the guy in the car was being held for being discussed for as a suspect as an assault. They took off together.
Now wait a minute. Is
what they're saying?
Hold on. I just want you to know that I think what I sent you also shows the officer talking to the young man, and he didn't arrest him.
Afterwards.
After they arrested her, the daughter and the son, he told them like, "Yo, get out my face," whatever. He was like, "Yo, I'm 15 years old." The same 15-year-old in question that he didn't even question or say, I'm here to question you and put you in cuffs. I saw that. So I don't know if that's still something that you can see or show. If you Google it, like when I Googled this case on my own, I'm not stats, but I'm a detective at heart. I went into this and he did not arrest that young man, the man in question. So the bottom line is,
so they were talking. So again, they're investigating the assault. This is what I'm reading. All right, they're investigating the assault. They take off. She's, they're trying to pull over. She's refusing. Blows through stop signs. Drives a little bit crazy. They said something about, almost crashed into a car. So she's getting arrested for that, right? Like after a pursuit, you're getting arrested.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. Okay.
All right. So they gave her the opportunity to get out of the car. She refused. He told her, "I'm going to break the window. You don't open it up." She refused. If she's going to jail at that point, is that the best course of action, Bill, or is it to keep negotiating?
Well, I'm asking you. I'm asking your opinion.
And it's a tough call, right? I can keep negotiating. We can keep arguing over this. She's in a car, has the car on, can use that car, can take off again. That's a problem, right? Like, car's off. I have the car keys. There's no problem, right? And I'll take my sweet time getting her out of that car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
shout out to I'm just sorry to interject. Shout out to John Gleason, 28 in the building, baby. What's going on, brother? Brian Washington, I see you. Go ahead, Kevin. I apologize.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it possible to de-escalate this at that point? Is it possible to, after you've been in a pursuit, to go from here to here quickly? Not the easiest task.
Stay with me right there with that.
Yeah.
Pursuit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did that officer look like he was in a high pursuit, or did he look like he was just following? Because his demeanor.
Yeah, he was pretty calm.
Thank you. So when we use if you want for edification, just play it again for the people that just chimed in. Just if you don't mind, just play it again. Shout out to Jesse King in the building. LaShonda, what's going on? Adrian Kelly in the building. My man, what up, babe? What up, Dre? Robin in the building. Keith Bush is in the building. Shout out to a lot of law enforcement love in the building. Shout out to my man Dre. Dog Pound in the building, baby. So play this again for everybody to see.
Yep. It's reloading. It's gonna take a minute. 2G.
All right, cool. So yeah, like because we know, you and I know paperwork is what we're gonna put on the paperwork. Doesn't mean what we're seeing right now. Let me tell you something. If that was close pursuit or hot pursuit, I'm sure the energy level was a little different. That man was talking like he was writing a ticket. Now, I'm not saying he's right or wrong in anything. I just want to play this. You ready? Go ahead, Kev.
Yes.
Kev, large on the screen.
The other, I'm gonna enlarge it.
Yes.
See if that works. A lot of times when I go to enlarge it is when I go to the half a G and it disappears. So I get nervous hitting the enlarge.
I understand. I appreciate
We also don't know at this point, is this 10 seconds into this car stop or 11 minutes?
We don't.
Right.
Fair enough.
And we both love to know that answer.
Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna rock on. I'm gonna let you rock.
Let me see a camera.
Step out of the car now. Step out of the car now.
For what reason, sir?
Because you're being detained right now.
Why am I being detained?
I'm not debating this through the window. Step out of the car. I'll break your window and drag you out. I don't want to do that. You have a choice here.
Can you hear them?
You have a choice. You either open the door or I break your window and pull you out. It's your choice.
Kevin, can you pause it for a second?
You got about 5 seconds.
Now, I'm asking you from your personal feeling. He said you're being detained. He didn't say you were under arrest. He didn't say anything. Does he give you the impression from your personal feelings or professional feelings? Does he give you the feeling that this was a high-speed chase? She almost hit a tractor trailer. Okay,
but almost hit something. Yeah, you can't tell from this, right?
Okay, and that's what I wanted to hear from you.
Right, no, does it sound like this was a very far pursuit? No, it doesn't. Or
it really sounds like a traffic violation.
Or like he is telling her,
No, I'm not disputing the commands. I mean, if this officer has ice water in his veins, bless his heart. But what I'm trying to say is that if I've chased somebody multiple blocks, whatever, you and I both, we're going to be a little bit more hyper. We're going to be pulling on that door. Get out the car. You know what I'm saying? Because you did something in a felony manner. Or you did something that caused us.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Yeah. Your thoughts.
Now,
yes.
Look, this is a tough one, though. Eventually, I'm going to break that window. Right?
Really?
Well, there's a time limit on this, right? Like if I'm locking her up, there's kids in the car, they're crying. I'm going to try my best to de-escalate and get her to come out. But if there's just complete refusal, no matter what happens, eventually I'm going to break that window.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And go ahead. Let's play it. Let's continue.
So that's why I said earlier, I don't know how far into the eventually this is.
Understood.
3.
You need to slow down before you get a lawsuit, sir. You're gonna get a lawsuit, sir. He's about to break my window. He just broke my window. He just broke my window with all my children in the car. Recording. I have glass all over me. Wow. Quiet. Wow. Wow. Don't. Are you recording? Let her go. Take my phone. I'm gonna shut up, okay? Unlock my door, my fucking God. You shut up. I'm not resisting. Back up. No. I'm not resisting. Get my glasses again. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. Get your hand off my neck. I can't breathe. No, I can't. Relax. Are you recording this? Yes. Look at my legs.
Halloween costumes.
There's a thank you, Kev. There's another part of this that he had a conversation with the family members, but I mean it is what it is. So you know what's so funny? I guess he knew he was arresting her, so I understand what you're saying about you're going to eventually break the window. Maybe I might have tried a little longer. I'd have been like, but I get it, but I don't know how severe this crime was to him, or or what happened. But it is what it is. Everybody, your thoughts, comments on this is Real Talk Chronicles. I'm your host, Bill Forster, with my co-host, Kevin Branzetti. Vanetta said Thomas P. girlfriend reported him, and he was released on a $100,000 bond from New York City firefighter. He's a former New York City firefighter, and he was ordered to avoid political gatherings, stay away from the U.S. Capitol and state capitol. Oh, let me read some more. Vanetta, let me find out you're going to put Kevin to the shame on his stats. U.S. Capitol and state capitol, and not make contact with any co-conspirators, and surrender his shotgun and rifle. Judge granted him permission for leisure travel. District Judge Trevor McFadden granted Jenny Cudd's huge request to vacation in Mexico 2 days after Cudd was indicted on 5 federal counts, including 1 felony. Kevin, stats?
I don't see that. So 5 counts, including 1 felony. So 4 misdemeanors. So 4 garbage.
Okay.
If you're arrested today, almost anywhere in this country on 1 felony, you're not going to jail. You're not. We have changed our tone in this country. So this guy is probably not doing any jail time. If it was anywhere else but the Capitol, what he's charged with, only because it's the Capitol, he may do jail time. But anywhere else, he would not do jail time. Absolutely no way.
But you know what's so funny? This whole conversation is about the Capitol. So
yeah, I know it is. But he's.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you don't. Hold on. I'm not saying you don't. But I think this is the whole elephant in the room, as I usually say. This is about the Capitol. So if you felt that you could breach the Capitol, and then you have the mitigating gall, the audacity to go ask, can you leave? And then the judge granted. And that's why we're trying to say white privilege, because the bottom line is.
But show me where it wasn't allowed for a black man. That's what I'm getting at back. You're calling this privilege like it's not normal. Because maybe you just go on vacation and you don't ask. What do you mean? Because you're not told you can't leave. You got to show me where people are being told they can't leave, and they go to court and they're being told they can't. I get all the other things he's told, and all those are normal, right? You can't talk to any co-conspirators. You can't stay away from the Capitol. Well, that's clear, right? Stay away from the state capitol. That's clear too. Tell me where somebody has 1 felony charge, nonviolent, and they're told they can't travel. And honestly, it's a category I don't understand, because we don't deal in that world. That's not our world, Bill. We're not judges. We're not defense attorneys. So that's why I said earlier, prove it.
No, I got you. That's lawyer stuff. I see you, Pierre Brazil, in the building. Shout out to everybody that's watching. Former 2-8 family and friends. everybody else.
Pierre's on there?
Yeah, Pierre was in here. He was in here earlier.
Is he gone already?
I don't know because I can't tell.
Because that's our lawyer. Let's get him on.
Yeah, I would love to ask him if he's still here. Pierre, if you're still here, we need your legal expertise. Kev, let's go to another video. What do we have?
All right, let me just kill a couple of these so my 2G becomes 3G.
Yeah, everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles with my host, Kevin Branzetti, and I am Bill Forster. If you like it, please share it and subscribe to it via Facebook or YouTube. Listen, only place you're going to get this kind of conversation. Nowhere else. We're not the biggest show in the world, but, hopefully we'll get there with your help. Appreciate you all. Let's see, what is this? I know which one is this?
This was the airsoft.
All right, let's play it.
Up. 2G.
It's okay.
What the? How did it go to this?
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to give me a moment here.
Yeah, take your time. Everybody, listen. Next week, Monday, we will not be here. It's Malika's birthday. And if you want me to have a happy marriage, you will understand that. I think we will be here. I think we will be here Tuesday. I think I spoke to Pastor Kevin Graves about that. And so understand that. Oh, everything is just so, yeah, listen, you're not going to get me in trouble like that. I know that's a whole nother topic. So please, for all the people, I don't know about any other cities, states, November 2nd, get out and vote. Do your civic duty, whomever you vote for. I'll tell you who I'm supporting if you ask me. But of course, I think I've done a fundraiser for him and things of that magnitude. And he's been on our show, so that's a beautiful thing. And I think I might even play an excerpt of that. Yeah, she's doing something right now, V. So Vanetta, I don't know what she's doing. She's working or doing something. But yeah, the young lady will be. She has no problem. I think she'll be 51. I know how old she's going to be. I think I sent you something too about a racist guy. I don't know. I sent you a bunch of stuff. You got about 2 weeks worth of stuff, but we can't get into all that, and we won't. But we'll just cover some more topics real quick. And then, like I said, everybody, if there's anything that you ever want to talk about, please let us know. We're always here to converse about things that you bring to our table. And that's what we do. This is Real Talk Chronicles. That's Kevin Branzetti. I am Bill Forster. This is what we do, brother. We give you all. What you got?
Now I got the video. It took a little while.
All right, let's see what we got right now. Volume, Kev. We need volume.
Continued on for several days in the 105-degree heat. Let me take a moment to try and debunk a myth about elephant toothpaste floating around on the internet. There are some wildly popular videos on YouTube, some with over 30 million views and hundreds of thousands of likes, which demonstrate that when you simply add
we can't hear it.
And then create a mental sprite.
That's not it. That's not it, right?
Yeah, it is. Hang on. I got to reshare it.
All right.
So this is just one. I didn't hit share audio.
Everybody, we're about to show you a situation where a white young man, was pointing, I think, a rifle on the highway at cars and police officers, and he got shot. Totally different than what we used to seeing. It was an air rifle too, I think it was.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, I mean, he's standing there like this with it.
so maybe he deserved that cap in his ass. You know what I'm saying? And I say that in jest, but it's what's happening right now. Um,
Oh, I got the video now. Or is it?
Then you just add a catalyst like potassium iodide. In preparation for this year's
Let's go.
the devil's toothpaste formula we discovered last year with the Times.
Of law enforcement is investigating after an officer-involved shooting ends with a 17-year-old being killed.
ABC Action News reporter Rochelle Aline breaks down body cam footage of that shooting with an expert.
Hey, block the area. Go, 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 go.
46 seconds. According to newly released body cam footage, that's how long Tarpon Springs police officers had to make this call Saturday night.
Is that person a threat to an officer, or are they a threat to citizens?
On Monday, they revealed that on the other end of that response was 17-year-old Alexander King.
Hey, get behind cover! Get behind cover!
The department's police chief says King was pointing what was believed to be a military-style weapon at officers and people driving by.
Two officers, in fear for theirs and the lives of others, fired multiple rounds each at the subject.
But it was only after the shooting that police were able to figure out what King really had in his hand.
The rifle he was using on closer examination was identified as an airsoft rifle.
King later died in a local hospital. And after learning his age, many on social media have wondered if there could have been a different outcome. But law enforcement expert Dr. Dave Thomas says the officer's intentions were likely not to kill.
Officers are not trained to shoot to kill. They're trained to shoot to stop the threat.
The officers involved in this shooting are now on leave as the FDLE investigates. And Thomas says no matter the outcome, the shooting will take a mental toll.
If the shooting is justified, then I think you can live with that much better than you can when it's not.
In Tarpon Springs, Rochelle Aline, ABC Action News.
Rochelle, thank you. Meanwhile, the Pinellas County School District saying King was an 11th grade student at Tarpon Springs High School, and the district tells ABC Action News they will be providing grief counselors for students and staff if they need them.
Thank you, Kev. I don't know why I mean he might have some friends, but he was bad. He was a bad little son of a gun. So it is what it is. I think that's kind of cut and dry right there. We don't have to go too much in that.
Yeah.
No matter what his ethnicity would have been, you're pointing rifles on high at people. That's a terrible situation.
100%. I mean, look, does he look like a little kid here? Young? Yeah, he does. But there ain't nothing they're going to tell me out there that, that's not a real.
Absolutely. Yeah, you point that.
And it's not even he's holding it. He's holding it in a firing position.
Yeah, absolutely. Very much so. Let's go to another video. What we have. We can see what we got for you. I'll let you find it. What you got?
What you got?
What you got, baby? What you got, brother? Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. This is what we're doing. Just for edification, for any of those that care, I think the Knicks are losing 40-32. They'll come back. I know they will. I'm not worried about that. I know I sent you a bunch of stuff. I don't know what I sent you.
Stefania sent me something I'm gonna grab.
Go ahead, please do.
Just gonna give me a second.
All right, everybody. We always ask you if you ever want to be a part of the show, just let us know. You're more than welcome. It's here for the conversation. It really is. Please share and like what we're doing. Every Monday, the first Monday of the month, is Al Taylor. I don't know if Al will be here Monday, and I don't know if we'll have a show because that is the day before elections. With that being said, please get out and vote. The second Monday of the month, Dr. Marilyn Carter. please, that's a show that you always want to see. Last show we talked about, we did a celebratory thing on breast cancer, and then we went into COVID. I will definitely ask her what's her thought process on Dr. Colin Powell and things of that magnitude, because there are people out here that I had a conversation into the wee hours of the morning about COVID. And let me tell you, people, listen, I'm not sitting here, I'm not an advocate to tell you to take the COVID vaccine. You do what you want to do. But please, when you talk to me, make sense. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. What's your thoughts on Mr. Kyrie Irving? That's a New York State mandate. That's not an NBA mandate. That's a New York State mandate. You ready, Kev?
Now it's right. All city employees must get vaccinated.
Yeah, NYPD by November 1st too. Exactly.
It's going to be very interesting.
I don't know what this is.
Give me 1 second still.
Okay.
I don't know why it went to the next. It went to the next video.
Okay. I know I sent you something too about a guy videotaping also too. I just saw NYPD. Oh yeah, this officer. Let me. Please play this one. I want to know what you think about it. Also too. What was I wanted to say? I lost my train of thought with it. Excuse me, everybody. I apologize for that. Yeah, this officer didn't have his mask on, and it seems like the individual asked him to wear his mask, and he got a little upset. There was another video I think I sent you, Kevin, where individual he was just blatantly racist, and come to find out that he's the son of a judge. Do we historically know what's going on? Lewis, my brother, Yush, how are you, brother? You able to join us? You had class. White 17-year-old, 43 seconds, took less than 5 seconds to shoot and kill a 12-year-old black child. Tamir Rice, argument, different city. What do you think about that, Kevin? What my man?
Sorry, what was the comment? I'm trying to get this video, so I'm paying attention to that.
Okay, I just want him to. He said white 17-year-old, 43 seconds, took less than 5 seconds to shoot and kill a 12-year-old black child. Tamir Rice, argument, different city.
Really, we're going to argue over how many seconds it took? I'm not even having that. They both got shot and killed with airsoft kind of guns. If we're gonna fight over how many seconds it takes them, we're looking for something, and I'm just not with that one.
Lewis, let me know what you think about that. I understand. I think he's trying to say that the fact that it was a young boy, so young.
There are lots of these with young kids who get shot, and it's all horrible. But if we would have had a video of the white kid with that gun, and the cops talked him down from it, and he eventually surrendered it, and you would have said, we could show a video of the black kid with the same gun getting shot. I'm with you, but if we're talking seconds.
But you know what's so funny? I'm not defending Lewis because he's a grown man; he can defend himself. But the one thing that I understand what he's saying is that all the different cities. He's totally right. To me,
and when does the clock start on these? How are we determine how many seconds it took? Does it start when I pull up my car? Does it start when I get out of my car? What is the clock? Like, is this a video game? I don't understand how we're even discussing seconds.
Well, I think, and I can't defend Lewis. I mean, he's always welcome to join us when he wants to, my dude. But what I think he's trying to say is that Tamir was a 12-year-old boy, and dispatch told the officer that it might be a toy gun, and he got out the car and he just shot him.
That's a different discussion. What you're giving me was he was arguing that the amount of time.
Oh, okay.
That's my statement back. That's why I'm like that. That's just. I think
Lewis said no conversation. They wasn't even trying to talk him down, neither nor in either situation. Which one are you looking for now?
I'm still trying to get the unmasked cop. I'm just into a commercial, and hopefully this time the video starts, but I'm waiting. And the video is very loud in my head. All right, I'm good now.
All right. Everybody, this is Real Talk Chronicles. That's Kevin Branzetti, and I'm Bill Forster. Let's see what we got for you right now. Let's see. Video shows unmasked NYPD officer push masked commuter.
Taken Tuesday morning shows an unmasked NYPD officer pushing a masked commuter out of the 8th Street subway station and closing the emergency exit door. As the cop walks away, he says,
"Is it appropriate for officers to physically assault someone and throw them out of a station for asking them to follow the law? I would say no."
Andy Gilbert tells us he got off the W train around 8 a.m. and saw 2 unmasked police officers on the platform, a sight he says is common on his commute.
Just take my phone out and I'll politely ask them hey, can you just, follow the rules like everyone else and wear a mask? The male officer there basically, was playing dumb and pretending he couldn't hear what I said. He was saying, "Oh, I can't hear you with your mask on."
Gilbert says he continued asking them from a distance to cover up.
He grabbed me by the collar and just started shoving me out of the station.
Because we don't see what's happened before
I
that.
gotta laugh. I'm sorry.
Were you doing anything in any way to justify them pushing you like that? Were you threatening them? Were you getting in their face? Anything like that?
No, I didn't touch them or get near them.
Last month, the MTA began issuing $50 fines to anyone in the subway system without a face covering.
Openly flouting the law, it breeds disrespect for the law.
At the start of this month, 68% of the NYPD's workforce was vaccinated, compared to 76% of adult New Yorkers overall. Back in August, the NYPD issued a department-wide memo reading in part all members, regardless of COVID-19 vaccination status, must wear a face covering when interacting with members of the public and while present in public transit.
The police commissioner said he was going to address this. And obviously, Commissioner Shea has not addressed this fully.
Some politicians have also weighed in on the video. State Senator Brad Hoylman tweeting, "For the last 2 years, we've seen NYPD officers act as if they are above the law and laws of science by refusing to wear masks on the subway." An MTA spokesman told us it's up to the NYPD how to address allegations that its officers have violated rules.
It's a clear sign to me that they don't respect the rules. They think they're above the...
All right, so I got a whole bunch of things on this.
Go ahead.
There's a fine difference between you getting on the train for an hour ride and you working an 8-hour tour on the train. All right, and I'd like to see a lot of people who are complaining about the officers not wearing it. Did the officers not wear it the whole tour? Did they take a break from wearing it? Wearing your mask 8 hours underground in the train station. Every day, I'll challenge that not many do it. There are plenty of I've watched, our politicians are complaining, but I watched plenty of videos of our politicians taking off their mask in events and hanging out and doing things. This is an 8-hour days while working. We got to remember there's a difference here. Do they have the right to take the guy, push him, and throw him out of the train station?
I'm laughing.
I'm gonna go. I have 2G and I can't.
I'm laughing. Oh shit.
But that's the truth. My opinion on that, right? There is a fine line between an 8-hour day and a 2-hour. I watch people all over the place. There are not many people who can stand wearing the mask for 8 hours, and they take it down and they take breaks and they take it off. Yeah. It's not an easy life.
Let me just say this. Could he be an antagonizer? Maybe so. The bottom line is, follow the laws. Whatever you're saying, whether I agree or disagree with it, if the officer was smart, once he said about putting your mask on, I would have just put my mask on. De-escalate the situation. I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but then all of a sudden you want to throw money out Now you make the news, and now you're gonna get disciplinary charges. That's what it is.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get in trouble. There's no question. You can't throw them out.
You effed yourself on that. My man Lewis said to you, he said, "No, Kevin." He said the fact that there was no attempt to determine if the kid was a legitimate threat to the officers or anyone else, as was stated in the news report. If not about seconds, it's about the disparity in response due to the race of the individual. There is no question here. Stefani said, "What else is new?" Well, that I agree because the mask is annoying. I take a mask off. I take it off ASAP every moment I can. No one is wearing it for 8 hours straight. Cool. I have no more.
Yeah, and in the subway. I mean, that's even.
I mean, the shit is annoying anywhere and everywhere. So, I mean, the bottom line is, it's obviously money was the officer wasn't having it. He gonna get in trouble. That's on him. I can't. I have nothing to say about it. What else you got? Let's see. Show a couple of more. See what else we got going on.
You got to give me a second here to go through
my
my Foster email.
Yeah, because I give it to him, boy. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't know. Listen. I keep stats on this game. I try to send him all the shit I can. Listen. One day, I think we'd love to have a big panel and have you all here so we can all converse about stuff. The one thing with real talk, I just try to bring light and real conversation to what's happening right now. You know, I don't know if you're vaccinated or you're not vaccinated. Please do all your due diligence to be careful and stay safe. That's the one thing I can say to you. I'm not here, like I said. I'm not getting paid. I don't have any sponsorship to say get vaccinated and not get vaccinated. Not that I would sell myself out for that, but the bottom line is, I think what I did for myself and my wife did for herself, or some of my family members, it is what it is. You're gonna do what you. I was talking to my cousin last night. He's not vaccinated. One of my cousins is not vaccinated, and I don't know what people are looking for. You know, you want Jesus to come down and tell you to get vaccinated. You want to blame it on somebody else. You want to say you're looking for assurance that if you get vaccinated, you're not going to die. I don't know. You do this. You do the numbers. Do the numbers. You want me to show this, Kev? No.
Yep, this is one of you had sent me. Transit traffic cops.
Oh, okay. Let's see what this happens.
We'll go to a different category in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, hands.
Oh.
Hands.
Then I have the remote control, and as soon as I hit this button, they all start pumping at the same time. You know each button's working because the corresponding of the light. That's important because they're too far away from the bullet to see if they're functioning properly. To pump the blood and pee, we're using a parasol pump. This is a perfect test because it's a totally sterile way to get the blood from the bag to the ocean.
Now, what was stated in this video is that this individual got spat on by the traffic agent. After that,
yeah, you saw that? That looks like a spitting motion. He does.
If you spit on me,
watch.
You gonna get it. You gonna get
it. Watch the. It looks like the short of the two on the left.
Oh,
you saw that move?
Yeah. He's lucky. That's all. Let me see. He got out. Wop wop. Oh, nice. You get it too. You get it again. Wop wop. That wop wop means a lot, everybody. What's up, Tramel? I see you in the building.
There was talk for a period of time here of having traffic agents do the moving violations, take it away from NYPD. Have them
Yeah,
right.
well, they did. Yeah, I think. Well, I know a lot of NYPD officers are not writing summonses, so now it's all up to the traffic agents and things of that magnitude. Kev, let's give him one more before we get out of here tonight. We can do that.
You had sent me something else on Facebook.
Which one was that?
I don't know. Father and son harassed by police.
Oh yes. I would love to see this. Yes, please.
I don't know if I'd love to see it, but
No, yeah,
we'll watch it anyway.
Yeah, let's show this rascal here. Hold on. Let me know when you're ready. Play this from get it, and they need to hear this from everybody. Listen to this.
I don't hear any volume. Oh,
no.
Turn from 609 377. Any reason why you're rolling your window up when I walk up to this car?
No, sir.
You had been driving it down for the past mile.
I just rolled it up.
All right, step out of the car for me.
This officer is about to go on a power trip.
Step out. Do not shut that window. Open it now. Step out. Right here. Face that direction. Face that direction. Put your hands right here behind your back. Don't move. You understand? Why are you acting so suspicious?
Dude arrests a guy making a wide right turn and rolling his window up for half a second.
Nothing. I rolled up my window.
Take off.
That's my dad.
Yeah.
I rolled up my window.
320. Give me unit code now.
And I rolled it up.
Separate feet.
Yeah.
You're about to be arrested for blocking the roadway. If you don't park, get out.
I rolled
Park over there.
The rogue officer then confronts the boy's father in the truck.
Is your ID in your wallet?
Yes, sir.
Why on earth are you acting like this?
I'm just nervous, man.
Look, it's a routine traffic stop. All right.
As the father drives down the street, the officer claims this is routine. What exactly is routine about this?
You roll up the window. And I'm trying to do my job. And now you're taking away. Just watch him. Yep.
The boy's father is on the left, recording. Watch what happens next.
Ready yet? Arrest him. For blocking the roadway. Yep.
You see, this is bullshit.
Sit down right here. Sit down right here. Sit down. Sit down. You stopped right here in the middle of the roadway.
It's a video. This guy's arresting me for just standing here, and now he's taking my phone away. Dude, oh my God. I'm not even doing anything.
Because the boys in blue want to, they physically assault the boy's father for recording the incident on his phone.
Get that over here. Let's just get behind the back. You need more unit. Run for it. What the heck, man? Stop. Stay away. Stay away.
They then proceed to pepper spray a defense's father.
That was totally unnecessary.
Unreal situation, except it is real. It's believable. This story garnered national attention and put a spotlight on the city of Keller's police. Locally, NBC Dallas-Fort Worth wrote Dylan Puente was driving to his grandmother's house when Keller Police Sergeant Blake Shimanek pulled him over and accused him of making a wide turn. Shimanek can be heard on the video asking Puente why he rolled his window up and was acting suspicious. Seconds later, Puente was in handcuffs. That's when Puente's father, Marco, drove up and started to record video on his cell phone. You're about to be arrested for blocking the roadway if you don't park and get out, Shimanek told Marco. The dashcam video showed he wasn't blocking the roadway at all and had stopped next to the curb. Shimanek threatened to arrest Marco multiple times, and just a few minutes later, he grabbed Marco's phone, pinned him to the ground, and ordered another cop 3 times to pepper spray him. The officers arrested the father and son and booked them into Tarrant County Jail. Marco was later released, and the 2 charges against him were dropped. Dylan had to pay more than $350 in fines and fees before he could leave. Fast forward to the lawsuit and settlement. $200,000 was the final number they reached. As the Times wrote, the suit also accused one of the officers of racially profiling Dylan. The Puentes are Hispanic, and the city of Keller is 87% white, according to census figures. A photo included in the lawsuit shows Officer Shimanek putting Mr. Puente in a headlock. Mr. Puente was then pepper sprayed, according to video footage, with Officer Tomer removing Mr. Puentes' sunglasses before spraying him a second time. Blake Shimanek, the mentally fragile officer who escalated this entire situation, resigned roughly 1 week after the settlement. Per the Dallas Morning News, Shimanek has been indicted, alleging he intentionally subjected the man to an arrest and mistreatment that he knew to be unlawful. The second officer, Ankit Tomer, was not disciplined. Shimanek faces up to a year in jail and a fine of up to $4,000 if convicted of official oppression, a Class A misdemeanor.
I'll go right to you. I'll go right to you, Kev. Your thoughts, comments, anything?
Well, I got to go to this one and go. It sounds like the right outcome has happened now. Right. Like there's no. Right? Would I appreciate when I'm pulling somebody over as I'm talking to them, they roll up the window on me? Yeah, I have an issue with that. No cop wants the window rolled up. We want them rolled down, and we're going to have an argument on that. Can I bring that guy out of the car? Sure. That father, he did what he was told. He kept a very safe distance. He was no threat. And that cop decided to tell the other cop, lock him up. Yeah. I mean, it's it. You can't defend it. How do you defend that?
And what's so funny? I said this. I'm gonna say this. You are, like I said, the advocate for law enforcement. For you to see that and see that was just blatantly abuse of power.
Yeah.
Like he said, "Yo, you roll the window up on me. You had it down for 1.5 miles. Okay, dude is nervous. Like I said, and then had the mitigating gall to say, "Listen, I'm just trying to do my job. Like you're impeding my job. Like, how dare you have me arrest you because you're impeding my job?" And then your father, he's like, "Yo, that's my father." And then he's like, "Yo, go park your car, or I'm for arresting you." And he goes, parks his car, and then comes back and stays all the way on the other side of the curb. And then he asks a question. The dude was
it's indefensible. Look, I mean, you hear me all night. I have different views, thoughts. I will defend, give a different thought or opinion on it. I got nothing here.
yeah, Kevin.
See ya. That's it. See ya. Your career is completely over. Good luck.
Yo, unbelievable. I mean, I don't know if you want to show anything else, or otherwise than that, we could just tell everybody good night. You let me know if there's something else you want to show or say. I mean, I think I did send you a video of an officer saving, was it a baby or doing something like that magnitude? If you find it, you could show it. I don't know what it was.
I have one thing here titled "Good Job, Officer." So
yes, that's it.
Since I don't get many of those from you, I don't have to.
Well, yeah, play that and then we'll say goodnight. Yeah, play that because the bottom line is they need to be recognized. Or good officers need to be recognized, and I applaud that. I really do.
So we can actually leave on a good note.
Absolutely. Let me know when you're ready.
An Olympic pool will contain, brace yourself, over 130
Mom, let's go. You come with us. 5:30. You follow with the mother. No, see, all right, let's go. 1 years old. The mother's coming. Got on scene like 10 minutes ago. Not breathing.
You know, 100 years ago, I was in that scenario in my own life. I must have been. My younger brother's 9 years younger, and he was the one choking. So he was an infant. I remember, like, so what am I? I'm 10 or 11. I remember my mother screaming, my father jumping off the couch. You know, I don't think he touched the step going up the stairs to the second floor.
Right.
You know, sent me to scream. Banging on my neighbor's doors. It's like whatever time it is. It's late. They're calling 911. Everyone's calling 911. The cops came, and took my brother to the hospital. And in the car, they got him breathing. They got whatever was stuck in him out. It is you ain't gonna have any more of a nerve-wracking thing in your life than that.
Eunice, that was Earl that I said. Earl DeLeslie was in the check-ins, not Edward. Yeah, so I mean, the bottom line is, shout out to the officers that saved that baby. That's when the job is very rewarding, when we do good things of that magnitude. And like you said, Kev, we'll end on a good night. Any positive affirmation you want to give people before we get out of here? Great show, like always. Appreciate the insight, input. We always ask anybody if you ever want to come in and chime with us. We appreciate you. We want you, because you keep us here. You help us grow and help us become better people. Please share it to your Facebook page, like it, YouTube, subscribe to it, whomever and however you're watching it. The bottom line is, all we're trying to do is just make a better world. It's not denouncing. Listen, we wouldn't be able to show bad policing if there wasn't bad policing. I take no pride in always highlighting bad policing, but if it's there, I'm going to talk about it, because as an African American man, I've experienced it while I was working, coming home from any situation, being pulled over, queued in aid, like I was the worst thing ever. It's not acceptable. Let me tell you something. People can really. We talked about it, I think 2 Wednesdays ago or more, how just police officers can be better, white, black, whoever. Just treat. I always tell people. I always in my segments, treat people like you want to be treated, and the job will be very easy. It really will. Thank you, Stefan and Kevin. Stay away from the Bigfoot this weekend. Good. Yeah. You can close us out, bro. You can close us out.
My thing is always take a break. It's a tough world. There's a lot of stuff that's thrown at us constantly. We can get inundated with bad. We want to help. We want to change things, so we look for more bad and we talk about more bad, and it wears on you. You got to take a break. Nothing's going to get changed in a day. Nothing's going to get changed in a week. But you need that time. Bill knows, and so does Stefania clearly. My break is I get myself out in the woods and I go for long hikes. I enjoy my time of walking in that world. It's something that COVID got me into.
Thank you,
Everything else was closed.
Yes.
So it was a great thing to do. Election's coming up. Get out and vote. I don't care who you vote for. Get out and vote or shut up.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
A little rude, but I'm going to go rude at that one.
Yeah. That's you said it so well. Get out and vote or shut up. Everybody, Real Talk Chronicles. We'll see you, I think, Tuesday. If not Tuesday, we'll see you Wednesday. The bottom line is, when you get a chance, when we're online next Monday, wish her happy birthday. It'll make her day even more. Vanetta said, Kevin, you hiking again? Yeah. You know, he's staying up in the mountains. That's how he gets them up there and keeps them close.
It's the best time of year. I'm out every week. You know, it's cool weather.
Yeah.
Great views.
You get them against them rocks and kiss on them and press on them, y'all, everybody. In the hearts.
You had to go there, Phil.
Good night, everybody. Appreciate you. All right.